Hey guys, welcome to JoeGa Joy Fitness with me, Jo, and to today's workout. Today's workout is with weights. We're going to work through the body parts in pairs, so we're going to do twos, okay? So we're going to work one exercise, then we do another, then we do the first one, then we do the second one again. So there's repetition. So it's all about doubles, all about twos, all about the power of two. If you do enjoy it, please like, share, subscribe and hit that bell. Let me know you've been watching. And if you've got any comments, get in touch using the boxes below. When you're ready, we will begin. If you do have some weights, go grab them. If you don't, you can do it all just by using your own body. Do a warm up. Just work into that waist just a little bit. Oh dear, and then reaching up and over. And change sides. Oh, I can feel things creaking and cracking. Not necessarily a good sign. Okay, just kick those heels up to the bottom, reach the arms up, just warming up a little bit. And then just reach it up. We'll bring the knees up in front as well. And then just circle the shoulders. Little knee bend. Just getting ready for our first exercises, which will be into the legs. So there's a minute interval and there's 4 of them. So minutes 1 and 3 we'll do the same exercise. Minutes 2 and 4 we'll do a different exercise from 1 and 3 but the same as each other, if that makes sense. One more here. Just take a quick reach up and stretch. Lengthen through. Oh yeah. Let everything go. Right, let's grab those weights and we'll start off just nice and easy. Squat down and up. Squat down and up. Well, I said easy. Not necessarily easy, just simple. Especially at the beginning, it always feels much harder at the beginning. Once you got into it, it's a little bit easier, but easy might be the wrong word. Right, so remember this exercise. This is what we're going to do again, but not for a minute. So 10 seconds of this one. Whew. Okay, and then we'll take it into narrow and just stagger the feet, 1 foot in front of the other, and whichever foot you've got in front. When you come to doing number 4, you'll switch feet, so slightly different, but the same. So sitting it back, staggered feet. Feel it going into those calves, that Achilles. Huffing and puffing already. It's always difficult at the beginning. Okay, last one. Back to those down and ups. I'm just gonna, this is one of my little bugbears when my weights come loose and they start jingle jangling. It's one of those things that I'm like, oh, that drives me mad. It shouldn't let it bother me. But I do, and it does. need to lose the jacket in the rest period as well. It's gone very hot. Whew. One more. Okay, stagger it in. Other foot forwards into that uneven chair squat. Bum pushing backwards. Knees over ankles. Try not to drive the knees forwards. And try not to drop the chest so it's not, I call these the woodpeckers. When we drop the chest down, we need to keep the heart and shoulders over the hips. Keep them up nice and tall. Whew. Whew. Again, I've got a really dry throat this morning. Possibly something to do with not having had a drink since last night. So I'm going to get some water as well in a sec. Right, 2 more. That's 1 and that's 2. Well done. Pop those weights down. Just tighten them up. I'm going to get undressed. Okay, so chest, we're going to start off with press ups. So we'll come down. Now obviously if you can do full ones, crack on. If you can't, come to 3/4, halves, box, whatever you can do. So remember there's a whole minute of time. So you might have to change slightly what you're doing for that long because it might be too much. So just make sure those elbows are going out to the side and it's your chest that's dropping between the hands, not the nose. So try not to pull back and drop the head down. Excuse me, my nose is running again. Oh, I have all of these same issues at the start of every class. I should start 5 minutes earlier and get them all out the way and then they wouldn't be part of the class. But runny nose, dry throat, never work out whether I'm hot or cold. Oh dear. Alright, straight over onto your back. Oh, and do flies. So knees bent, feet flat, weights over the chest, elbows going wide, into flies. Make sure I'm not hitting the doggy. He doesn't want to be woken up with a dumbbell to the head or the butt. He's probably fallen out with me this morning because when we woke up he was all excited to go for a W and obviously I wasn't taking him for one because I was doing this, so now he's kind of got the arse with me. He's sitting there pretending to be asleep like he's fallen out with me because he didn't get to go, but he never goes this early. I don't know why he was thinking that he probably would. It needs to at least be light. Okay, turn it over. Let's go. So, press ups. Oh, I used to be able to do 10 full ones. Can't even really manage 1 now. I need to work on that. I don't know why, just a personal challenge. Alright, and then flip it over back to flies. Let's go. as quick as you can in the transitions so you don't lose and waste time. Alright, let that go. So, what I'd like you to do, stay down. We're going to take the arms behind, just take a quick stretch. Oh, that's not good with hair stuck under your arm. Just quickly stretch it out. So, this next one, we're going to do like a seated row. So, sitting down, so you're going to turn the weights. I might have to use just one. Turn the weights if you've got hand weights so the ends are kind of butting up to each other. And you pull it back like rowing a boat. So pull and push like that. I'll try with two. No, holding them out at full arm's length. So squeeze the upper back, pull them in. And you can move at the waist as if you were on a rowing machine. And you can, of course, bend your knees, just making sure that you don't clatter them with your weights. I don't want any bruised kneecaps. So just think about that rowing stroke, if you were in a rowboat or a skiff or a canoe or whatever. Push it out, pull it back. All right, and then just come over onto one knee. We'll do the single row that we did previously. Well, we've done it all previously. No fantastical new movements, all just rehashed and reordered and redone. So, remember to really graze the rib cage here, so the upper arm, everything stays really close to the body, nothing's going out to the side. Okay, one more, and then back on your bum, back into row. So again, just kind of work that waist as well. Push and pull, arms out. Feel it in the upper back. Maybe the traps, maybe a bit into the shoulders, arms, chest. You know, no muscle works in isolation. You have to work all the others around it, stabilising and securing, but concentrate on those scapula, protracting and retracting, and that will work those big back muscles. Now remember, if your knees hurt when you're kneeling, you can do this exercise, the row, not this one, the single row. Standing. Okay, so coming up the other side, or you can stay on the same knee. So don't feel you have to swap knees if kneeling on one of the two is not good. You'll know. Pad it out. Yeah. You just never know when they're gonna object. It can be the weather, it can be whether you've done something else. a lot of walking or exercise, or not a lot of exercise, a lot of sitting, you know, anything. If you've eaten a lot of cheese, drank a lot of wine, you get a little bit of gout. There's all kinds of reasons. And sometimes there's no reason at all, it's just because. So make those modifications when you need to. Oh. All right, let that go. So we'll just take a quick stretch of the back. Come on up. So stretching out the back. Oh, just pushing away. That feels good. Oh, all right. Triceps. Excuse me. So we'll do upright row. Oh, that's shoulders. We're not going to do upright row. I want you to hold the elbow in. And it's like a press down. So kind of quick on the way up and then resist on the way down. Really try and work into triceps. Obviously, you're going to get biceps in there as well. But just really keep that elbow in. Up and down. We are going to do upright row, but we're going to do that when we do the shoulders. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh dear. Again, most all of these exercises can be done sitting. You don't have to stand. So if you feel you want to have a sit down, a bit difficult for the legs, but everything from press ups. All right, taking it up and overhead. You can do this sitting down. Keep those elbows pointing forwards and push and drive that weight overhead. So what we don't want is elbows going wide like this. We need them facing forwards. If I didn't have a headset in, I'd be kind of gripping my head with the tops of my arms, but I do, so I'm not, just because it connects everything when I do. Okay, last one. And then again, hold on to that arm, turn the palm over and resist on the way down. So bring it up and then like a press down, like you would if you were at the machine in the gym. Up and down. Again. One more. Okay, overhead. Back to exercise 2. Oh, it's a good job I've got a clip in my hair, otherwise I'd have knocked myself out. Just clattered myself. Oh dear. Oh, I can really feel this. Whee. Oh, maybe they're too heavy. Triceps are screaming. Eee. Oh. Wow, 2 more. Last one. Eee, gosh. Right, just rearrange my coiffure. Up and over, again I've got to just be careful of the set, just making sure, big stretch here. Biceps, we're going to do halves and then a combo. So we're going to start off with the bottom halves. So grab your weights, turn your palms forwards, elbows into the side, come up halfway, just halfway, nice and strong through the wrists. Try not to roll the wrists, keep them strong and straight. Keep the elbows really glued to the rib cage, and then from the bottom, think about halfway up. Halfway up is usually somewhere between nipple and navel. So it's like brakes on and down. Squeeze and stop. All right, last one. We're going to do single, single, and then two doubles up together, single, single, two doubles. I'm going to just drop this down to something a bit lighter. Single, single, and then both together for two. Good, again, single, and up for two. Again. So from going from a very restricted movement, we've now got this very fancy movement, a little bit of mental stimulation in there as well, thinking about it. And again, single, and then double up. Oh, single, and double. And again. All right, so top half this time, so bring the hands up. Again, just thinking about where that halfway measure is, just kind of opening the elbows to right angles really, about 90 degrees, and stop, and then curl it back up. And I've stayed with my lighter weights, and I'm glad I did. Although bizarrely, I'm feeling this quite a lot in my shoulders, which is a bit weird, possibly from those tricep exercises from the press-ups. Because I've had a big period of inactivity maybe, I don't know. All right. One more. All right, and then all the way down, we're going to do single, full reps, single, and then two reps together, but full reps. So single, single, double, and double, and again. Last set, double it up, keep going till you finish, well done, and then let that go. Quick stretch, so remember, palm forwards, keep the thumb in, and take a bit of a stretch here. Oh, and then other side. All right. So we're going to go back to the legs. I want to do a chair squat, so we're going to do just a single leg squat, down and up. Now, you can hold weights for this. but I'm a little bit unsteady. So I'm just going to work on the balance. So this is the sort of thing, if you were doing this in the chair, you'd be sat down and you'd look to rise, even just a little bit out of the chair, maybe you'd press down just to lift the bum a little bit. So again, not concentrating, you'd be looking at modifying it. It's a bit painful over the knee, then you can always just let the leg hang. You don't have to have it crossed up on top. Okay, take that leg that's been on the top and take it down behind, and a sort of a static in a wobbly kind of way, static lunge, down and up. I've got these grippy socks on, but I don't like socks, and they grip the floor and then your feet move around in them, so I don't find them very helpful, except that the floor here is so cold, the tiles, that they do protect me a little bit from kind of frostbite on the tiles, but they're not very helpful at all. I can feel them coming off me. In fact, I'm going to remove that one. I much prefer to grip with my feet. It's starting to warm up anyway, so. All right, last one. All right, so stepping the other foot up. So just a reminder that you can just let the leg hang. You don't have to have it crossed on. I like it crossed on because I feel it get a bit of a stretch into glutes and piriformis and all of those. This is my paralysed leg, so I'm a little bit at sea. So you can, just one finger on the wall, just one, and it just helps stabilise everything. I don't know whether it's psychological or what it is, but it definitely works. And as I say, we're not here to test our balance, we're here to work deep into muscles and joints and tendons and ligaments, so just using a little bit of support is wholly acceptable. Take that leg down behind and into that static lunge. So when we do this kind of ipsilateral stuff, it really lends itself to the pairs, to the twos, because you get to do each side. So it's kind of a little bit different for your body, but in terms of thinking about what you're doing, it's a lot less challenging for the mind. All right, let's just bring one foot up behind, take a bit of a stretch. Oh, that feels so good. And the other side. Okay, so we've got shoulders, as I said quite a while ago back here when we were doing triceps, we're doing upright row. So we've got an upright row and then we've got an overhead press. So just settle yourself in, elbows nice and wide, make them be the lead, so the elbows come up first, so it's not like this. Elbows lead, they're the highest point at any time. They're always higher than the weight. Keep it close to the body, drag it up and drag it down. And then in terms of where the weight is, just to the full length of the arms, maybe with a slight bend. So you're not kind of pushing it down or anything. Body is up nice and tall. And we're lifting maybe to the nipples. Some people like to go to the nipples. I like to come up under the chin. It's entirely up to you. I'm sure there's explanations and reasons why we do it differently. And I'm sure some people will argue one way is better than the other. I think just do what you feel is good for you. All right, one more, bring it up, turn it under, and we're going to push overhead. So when we push overhead, just try and be slightly in front of the body on a slight diagonal, not kind of coming over back here, because that's going to go into your back. Again, if you're sitting, you do these sitting, then it's not so troublesome to go over the top, because when you're sitting, your back's a little bit more protected. But when you're standing, you don't want to overreach. So just nice and carefully. Whew. Push. Nearly there. 2 more of this set anyway. Okay, so back to the upright row. So again, repetition. This one unilateral, so this one's bilateral, it's using both of them, so we just get to do the same thing over and over. But as you know, with shoulders there's 2 of them, so we could do unilateral. I'll just try and do different exercises, different combinations each time I put a class together, so there is at least a little bit of variation. I know that there are things out there where they do the same thing all the time for 12 or 16 weeks and then you swap and change, but I'd get bored with that. But then again, I suppose you can put on one of these YouTube videos and do it, repeat it over, so you would get that repetition. So I do think it's valid and I do think it has a place, it's just not really for me. Alright, up and over. I just like variety and I like a little bit of change, a little bit of not knowing. I don't know if you can see that, but the sun has just burst over the mountains. Yeah. Oh, these are tough. Keep driving. Last 15 seconds and then we are done with the shoulders. Oh my days. 2 more. Last one. Oh, one more. I can't count. Alright, let it go. Okay, so just a quick shoulder stretch. Bring it across. Stretch it over. Oh, and the other side. Okay, so it's just a quick drink. We got abs. We're going to start standing. Let's do standing. So feet wide apart, elbows up, and oh, I don't know if I heard it or felt it more, but my spine just literally cracked all the way up. Whew. So nice soft bend at the knees. So again, if you were sitting down, you can do this nice and easy. Working the obliques. Alright, last few, and then what we're going to do is we'll do the woodcutter one side. So again, really lends itself to seated, standing. You can do this lying, you can do this any which way. The only problem with it is it's a killer. So, and it's ab exercise, but I find my shoulders give out before my abs do. If that is the case, you can of course just make the arm smaller or not do the arm at all. Bringing the legs up is what works the abs, so you don't have to do the arms. Alright, so back to those wide legs. Now this time you can reach the arm higher if you want to. Lengthening side body. Oy, oy, oy. Excuse me. All right, last one each side. Okay, woodcutter side 2 to finish. Just a stretch, cool down, and we're done. Got to make it to the end of this minute first, of course. Seems to be taking a long time. The first few minutes and the last few minutes, they're always longer, aren't they? They're longer than 60 seconds. A bit like January. January's like about 257 days, whereas all the rest of the months are 30, 31. But January always seems to be a hugely long month. Right, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let it go. Just take a stretch over. Oh. And the other way. Oh. All right, pull back on those hamstrings. Loosen out the lower back. And just roll that through into a bit of a calf stretch as well. And then just swap sides. Hamstrings. And roll it over to calves. Good work. We just take one foot up. I know we did this already. And then bring it round and just sit down. So we did these kind of chair squats where we were moving. We're now just going to do this deep stretch and then release it off. So find your balance if you've got it. If not, hold on. Again, if you're sitting down, just turn side on in the chair, move around the chair until you can make these shapes happen. Coming into that more deep glute stretch. Lovely. All right, take the arms behind, open out through the chest. Yeah. And then through the back. Oh. Turn the arms up and under. Stretch up to the sky, bring the feet together. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And release, take a breath in. Again, go for that big stretch. Oh yeah. 3 is a charm, let's take it down. and back up and reach away. And take those arms to the side. Give yourself a round of applause. Always good to congratulate yourself.